Welcome back to Daily DeFi. Today is April 8th of 2020, Thursday. Hope everyone's doing well. We're seeing the total value locked in drop below $50 billion levels as Bitcoin kind of dumped. So today we will be covering that in some technical analysis. In the charts, we drew out this symmetrical triangle, this descending triangle actually, and it dipped below here. It kind of did a little bit of a fake out, but we'll see. I'll analyze that a bit further later. We're going to talk about this very important video, the global investment framework, PancakeSwap, how this thing is absolutely pumping. Called it at $1. Hope everyone's still holding on and earning, that 140% annual percentage rate, which is absolutely incredible. I've increased my bag of PancakeSwap. I think just like I've pretty much done almost a 50% gain just by staking it on their platform. I have a tutorial how to do this. I'm very bullish on this project for this month. Didn't want to include it in the picks because it was included in those February picks. So congratulations to anyone who picked it up then. I always recommend, to de-risk from a project like this. It is high risk, high rewards. It's on Binance Smart Chain and it's somewhat centralized. But again, I don't want to dive too deep into that right now. We'll get to that later. Then Yearn Finance and Oricin Protocol, all altcoins doing very, very nicely on the 24-hour time frame. So let's move on back to DeFi Pulse and then juicy NFTs. So again, as I said, dropped below $50 billion level as Bitcoin kind of took a bit of a dump yesterday. You see this massive spike down to where was the this was incorrect. You see this. I try and point this out because you have to understand these are never perfect. These are always estimates. They're never exact numbers. You have to understand is something like this would be considered like a scam wick if it was. I talked about this I think the other day, but it would be kind of considered a scam wick if you're trading, and mostly like something like Bybit, for example, would give you your money back if you were liquidated on something like this on a trade. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, it's just like if you're doing margin trading or leverage trading. Liquidation is basically just when you're, if you're using 10x leverage and you put in $1,000, you're trading with $10,000. You don't really own that $10,000. You're basically borrowing it. So once it hits your liquidation price, and the higher leverage you have, the higher your liquidation price is. And it's the inverse of that if you're doing a short position. But if you're doing a long, your liquidation price is going to be pretty close and very, very close to your entry price if you're doing 100x leverage. So if something like this happens where it's a glitch in the Oracle, like this is a data feed, the total value locked in DeFi did not go to $0. I can promise you that. So this, yeah, anyways, compound dominance 18.73%, DeFi Pulse Index at 425.74, down quite a bit. So you can see that most of the market's down, but that's why I'm pointing out these three altcoins that are really standing out from the crowd and performing quite nicely, as well as NFTs just keep on the rise. And a lot of people are doubting them. I'm personally not taking large positions in individual art pieces because I think that's more speculation. Rather, I like investing in the networks because I think not only are these networks going to perform well this bull run, but a lot of them I'm going to hold long term for the next bull run. Because really, I see NFTs truly blowing up in the next bull run because people who kind of got their introduction to them this run. SNL did a thing on them. They're kind of gaining some mass adoption so far this bull run. Like people are at least just starting to get aware of it, but it's kind of that trust area. So people know about them, people somewhat like them, but they don't really trust them, in my opinion, quite yet. You don't have the masses really buying Beeple artwork. That's why I talk about the B20, which is kind of like an index for all of Beeple's artwork, which is basically like the Picasso of NFTs, Beeple, in my opinion. So right around $2 million in daily volume at about 190%. Up on the daily. Now let's move into the charts with Bitcoin. So let's zoom out here a little bit. I drew out this symmetrical triangle a while ago. I think it was right here at this W point that I had drawn this out. Here we'll get rid of some of these indicators so it doesn't look like quite a mess. I know some people don't like these if you're not used to it, but let's get rid of a bunch of bands as well. These are just indicators that I like to use, but you can use more, you can use less. Honestly, they're just all tools in the tool belt. So mother trucker, sorry. All right, so we saw this W here, it got rejected. I was talking about this, a lot of people try and trade Ws, but so many people short something like this because this is a common trade pattern that is obvious. So a W essentially is like this. You see shoulder. You can call this multiple different things, but essentially this is the head. These are you have the shoulders, and then these are kind of the bottoms here. So this is the bottom of the W. And the key thing is here on Ws is the second low has to be a higher low. So you have a low here. We formed the head right here, and then the second low, if it was, let's say here, it would be basically an invalid W. But since it was a higher low, this is a confirmed W. If it pumped up, you see all these greens, massive pump. People want this W, people want this, and then it dumps down. You see that. So we were kind of in that descending channel right there. Let's draw that out real quick. So again, this is like a trend inside of a trend. It's like the Matrix. So a trend inside of the overall trend is the symmetrical triangle, but this descending channel, I would draw it like something like this. That would be descending wedge. But you could, again, these, remember with lines, they're never exact. I'm always hesitant when I do these technical analysis videos because I'm afraid people are going to think these are exact. These lines are always ranges. I have to iterate this. I have to keep repeating this because some people get confused. That's why I'm going to build that technical analysis course soon. I know a lot of people thought that was a great, something good to do, so I definitely will do that for the viewers. Free technical analysis course coming out soon. So right here, you can see this is really what a line is supposed to be. It's a range. It's never an exact point. Technical analysis is just a tool, guys. It's not an exact science. Trust me. The markets are truly emotional. You have to take in psychology. You have to take in fundamentals, on-chain analysis, all these different things. But I digress. So you see how we've just been kind of bouncing in between these ranges. And since, remember, this is not an exact point, it's rather a range. So like this line would really be going from like here to here, same with here to here. So in my opinion, most likely we will kind of break out here. We might retest this, the bottom of the triangle as support, and then continue the consolidation in this. So I think this is a bit of a fake out, but we could totally jump back down. The probabilities are kind of on our side because a descending channel is a bullish pattern fundamentally. So yeah, that's basically how that's and same with the descending triangle. A descending triangle is bullish fundamentally. So let's move on. This video is key, guys. Go watch this from yesterday. The global investment framework explained. I really go in details on why you should pay attention to these different aspects in whenever anyone's talking about like top blank monthly picks for altcoins. Whether it's stocks, whether it's like what's the best real estate market. This basically lays out how you can form your own thesis, identify a narrative, create a moat around that thesis, do kind of the natural law cycle, which is thesis, antithesis, synthesis. Definitely go check that out. I will have this link down below in the description. This link right here, I will put down below. It's just a very key video. I know it doesn't draw a lot of eyeballs since it's like people are more like, I want the quick fix. They don't want to like actually learn what is the what are the actual rules you have to put in places, the frameworks, the foundations to to really build wealth over time. You don't want to build wealth so fast that you lose it the next day. Maybe I'll talk more in other videos about this. That's why I'm starting to do the Legendary Investor series. I did Stanley F. Druckenmiller, who's a legendary bond investor and a currency investor. And again, these guys are not somebody who's just on Instagram posting with like their Lamborghini that they rented for the day or their stacks of cash. These are guys that Stanley F. Druckenmiller talks about. His colleagues go out 3 nights a week. He goes out 3 nights a year. Like the wealthiest people in the world, most of them don't even have an Instagram. I don't really have an Instagram. They understand that their time is the most valuable asset in the world. It doesn't matter how much money you have on your deathbed. The only thing you want is more time. So it's very important to keep these things in mind. But I'll move on to PancakeSwap. Maybe I can save that rant for another video. PancakeSwap, ticker symbol cake, right around $20, up about 10% on the daily. Very, very nice price action. Almost at $3 billion market cap, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. Like, personally, I have de-risked from this. I de-risked from this project because it is very, very, because when you get in on something like this, I think it was I think it was December that I first learned about this. Wow. Man, I should have gotten in then. Yeah, but I got in like a bit under $1. I started talking about it around $1. But yeah, pretty crazy project. You can earn, like I said, up to 140% APY on that. I have multiple videos on PancakeSwap. It was featured in our February altcoin series. It's kind of like the Uniswap for Binance. So Yearn Finance, YFI. Let's see, market cap is around $1.6 billion, right around $44,000. $44,821, up about 10% on the daily as well. Nice little volume action there. The reason I like YFI is because the total supply is out there. You see how the fully diluted is pretty much the exact same as the current market cap. That's because the circulating supply is 100% of the max. So yeah, YFI is a great project in my opinion. I do hold this, and I hold it long term. I think this is a great project fundamentally. I have done a video on this, I'm pretty sure, but maybe I'll do an updated one soon. Origin Protocol, OGN, very, very nice project. I think this will do very well in April. I could see this easily getting to $20. That's just my personal opinion. But $870 million market cap, up about 26% in volume. Let's see. I was going to pull out the all chart. Yeah, this one has been on a skyrocket mission. But again, people look at this and they go, oh, yes, okay, this is the thing. We have to be transparent. If you're buying into Origin right now, you're buying the top, quite literally. But you have to understand, if you look at Bitcoin, or Ethereum, or really anything that is done well, look at the top 20 coins, really even the top 100 coins. Something like this in the previous bull run looks now like this. Okay? So you have to understand, this is why staying in the markets for a long time and really understanding the cycles. And if you don't have the advantage of studying the cycles as you're going through them, go back. Trust me, go back and study history in market cycles. Go read the Market Wizards book. Go study the charts. Go zoom back in Bitcoin and go. Then let me not just look at it from a bird's eye view, but let me actually zoom in. Like for example, if we were in TradingView with Origin, we can zoom in on this pump. And so many people are like, oh, it will never go back up. But look, like I said, these pumps here, over time, I guarantee you, this is my promise to you, in 10 years, this pump in Origin will look like this. This is what things look like over time. This is, again, why staying in the markets for a long time is so important, and because cryptocurrency is so early, and it really hasn't, in my opinion, hasn't truly hit the mass adoption point where really everyone owns it and that people truly understand it. People have heard of Bitcoin, heard of Ethereum. They may understand a tiny bit about it, but it's guys, we're still early, and it depends on your time horizon. Yes, if you're just trying to buy this coin and sell it in the next month or in this bull run, this may not be for you. Maybe you should go look at something more passive where you're not as hands-on. But if you don't understand past market cycles, this is probably not making any sense. But I hope I explained that at least a little bit well. Thank you very much for watching Daily DeFi. As always, guys, I think tomorrow I will do kind of a face-to-face video as it's my last day here in Istanbul before I head to Izmir. I basically have my last month in Turkey. I did a 3-month visa here, and then I'll be headed to Armenia, hopefully Ukraine and Georgia, kind of a bit more north around the Black Sea, and then most likely I'll be heading down to Egypt. From Egypt, heading to some more kind of Asian countries, maybe hitting Sri Lanka, Indonesia, some of these other areas before touching back in the U.S. to visit some family in late 2021. So hope everyone is doing well. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, bell button all, like, subscribe, bell button all, invest global, and until next time.